Well, fall harvest is pushing forward with corn 14% complete nationwide. As combines make headway across the country, we're turning our attention to Iowa for an update. Our good friend Dennis Reyman with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers joins us now for the latest from his region. Dennis, always a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. So how much harvest is underway right now in western Iowa? What are you seeing?
Hi, Suzanne. Western Iowa, I believe on Monday's USDA crop progress report, they put corn at 3 or 4% complete and soybeans at about 7 to 15%, depending on which district you were looking at. But certainly that's outdated with good harvest weather here. We're probably approaching 20 to 25% on soybeans, and that's where most guys are focusing. The corn that's been harvested, I believe, has been more in the drouthiest areas on the lighter soils. So that was down to pretty low moistures, 15 to 20 or 18%. Certainly that's harvest time. So we've gotten a good start on things.
Yeah, it really depends on region and weather and how much Mother Nature is going to cooperate. Is compare with expectations is what you thought?
Well, yeah, and of course every year brings a lot of variability, and we had floods and so forth in some areas. But compared to expectations of, say, budget time last winter, pre-planting expectations, we're a little better than that, I would say, for the most part. Early returns, certainly along the majority is still in the field, but we got our expectations pretty high in midsummer, July or so. We thought we had the greatest crop ever seen. It's still very good, and certainly some fields will see the highest yields they've ever seen. But yields have been trimmed back a little bit, as has been discussed many times on RFD and elsewhere. That late heat and drought did take some yield off the top end.
Well, Dennis, let's switch gears. I want to talk about land. I know you've mentioned before that fall you really kind of see as land selling season. So how are things looking right now?
Yeah, it is. Most of the activity does occur this time of the year on forward. And so we are in the early stages of what I like to refer to as land selling season. And volume is pretty good. I would say it's at least average amount of volume, certainly not the really high volume that we saw a couple of years ago. But there's going to be plenty of land out there. And again, that varies by area. Some areas just don't see much activity and others see quite a bit. So I talk to some guys who say, boy, there's just no land selling. And from my broader perspective around the region, there is quite a bit selling.
Again, just depends on region. Always a pleasure, Dennis, to have you join us. Thank you for being here. Dennis Reyman with the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers.